Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I tried to keep it down under the nitty gritty, under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, there's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listener's discretion is advised. Going down a rabbit hole, not up your asshole. Okay. But of course, I do not like sensitives, people who are stick in the muds, basically who are NPCs, EDBs, emotional douchebags, non-playable characters, people who don't like asking questions. You're going to have a problem with my videos. So skedaddle, that's about 80% of you. To each his own. Good luck. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Now, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. If you don't like asking questions, you should not be watching my videos. All right, we got that. That's a disclaimer. I don't seek validation. I don't seek subscribers because I make my money another way. Okay. But of course, let's get on with the topic for today. Today's topic will be about the consequences of men's sacrifice. I just had a little discussion with my brother, okay? I don't really make streams anymore because my streams are pretty eccentric, pretty different. And people tend to look down on my videos not because of they agreeing with me to disagree or whatever, because they don't want to entertain themselves by asking me any questions. So they'll become biased bigots or something like that, and they'll just start telling me I'm an evil person or calling me names. I don't do streams no more, not because of that. It's because a lot of people are more idiots out there in the world than people who are logicians, than logicans. They don't lose logic now these days because they were born by single mothers. Now, let's get on with the topic. Today's topic will be about the consequences of men sacrificing themselves. Though I see men as more of a sacrifice than women. Okay, I had this conversation with my brother about the pathology of it. I always tell women, think about it like this, okay? If you're being selfish in your need and your ways, you're not reading the Bible, you're not a virgin anymore, and you don't want to follow any rules or regulations, you corrupt your children to be any sex they wish and to please, men are eventually going to stop committing suicide because the suicide rates for men are higher than women. Women only attempt suicide. But since they realize how special and what they have between their legs keeps them alive and so forth, long story short, men don't have that because masturbation is not enough for a man because it's not worth anything because all the beta males actually put too much value on the used vaginas. But if you think about it like this, okay, all those men who sacrifice themselves and die because of loneliness, not like women, okay, loneliness, it's going to be a problem for women to understand why they should not be feminist in the first place. Lots of women who choose to be feminist because they got up in their age or they're angry, and wishes to teach the next generation of women, millennials, the ways of feminists, the evil feministic ways, will cause all of their demise. Okay. People tend to forget about the medieval times when, of course, the barbarians existed and the Vikings existed and powerful warlock men, of course, which is far more destructive than witches ever, okay? But people don't tend to think about these things. The witches were actually scientists, as a matter of fact, and those women were acting like men or probably doing better than men back in those days, and they got killed for it because they thought that the women were actually talking to the devil. Maybe they were, but they were very wise, okay? They knew science and stuff, but they were killed. But think about how brutal those men were. Wow. Think about how brutal they used religion as a great evil for a greater good to control everyone's perspective upon keeping their minds closed. I know most of you did not understand anything I said, but think about it like this. Religion keeps people's mind in the box, okay? There is tools out there and books out there that are missing. They don't want you to know the whole story, but sometimes you have to keep it a great evil for a greater good. But it's not working. It's failing. The walls are shattering because of the women who choose not to follow the code. They don't choose to follow the code. They are hypocrites. The biggest hypocrites in the world are women, by the way. But I'm not, I don't hate on them, okay? I'm just You know how you teach someone, you give a pearl to swine and they don't want to listen, but you rather them suffer it themselves? It's better to be that way. It's better to be that way. Yes, it is. Tell them something, teach them something, just a little bit, and then go about your way. You only need to say very few things. And as a matter of fact, common sense goes a long way with logic, which most people do not have. But trust me on this. When men are pushed in the corner and not being acknowledged about all of the good things they have done and sacrifices they have made, like Chris Rock, who basically simply said men are only worth for what they can provide, okay? Dogs and children are more worth than a man or a king. When that comes into play, and it keeps being into play, the men are either going to do one or two things aggressively or passively. They're going to become women and win championships. Okay, they're going to become women. Men are going to become women and win championships. And then the women will complain and say, "What happened? What happened? That was not a woman." But he changed his sex to a woman. You see the complications of things that get out of hand? When once you realize that men are worth nothing, they become like the woman. And when these powerful men become women, then there'll be a war. When these, again, I repeat again, when these powerful men become women, there will be a great war. And then these women will still say to themselves, these women are not true women. The hypocrisy, okay, of feminism, okay, the evil side of feminism, because there's a good side to it, but they tend to not listen. But as someone said, and I remember what Dave Chappelle said, sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up, okay? But I like the chaos. I like to watch it, okay? You know, I tell women all the time, you gotta humble yourself. You're supposed to. See, did you know that women who are selfish are low value women? You can't be selfish when you're a woman. You can't just do that. Now, if a woman says she wants to be independent and be better than a man or equal to a man, that's preposterous because that's not possible. Men and women are different species. Black people and white people are different species as well. No two people are alike. But definitely, if you just look at the generalization, men are more intelligent than women overall. But when women do become more intelligent than men, then it just goes back and forth. It just goes back and fucking forth. Why? Why I want to go through that war? I like to watch. Okay. But the consequences of women's actions is preposterous. But it's genius that they are the biggest pimps right now. They win all the time in the court of law and family court and stuff. And then they still have the audacity to say we got all these deadbeat daddies when them bitches be choosing the wrong men in the first place. And doing monogamy too? Are you out of your mind? But anyway, there's enough women to go around. 2 women to 1 man. Yes, that's a fact, okay? But that's the consequences of women's actions. I said evil women's actions. I'm not talking about all women here. I never talk about all. Only a fool speaks of all. Well, they're trying to gain some sort of validation. But trust me on this, in due time, maybe in 10 years, things may go back to the 1960s or the 1950s. I don't know, and I don't care. I just want to see I want to see in World War III, okay? Because I'm a sadist and a Satanist too at the same time. But I don't cause no wars, okay? But when I see these stories and the statistics where guys committing seppuku, suicide, and there's far more men over in the Far East committing suicide, jumping off a bridge, killing themselves in the Black Forest and gay. And I'm like, and then I hear women talk. I'm like, there are plenty of good guys out there for you. Plenty of virgin men out there. But women don't know about this because they don't want a virgin man, okay? Most women don't want a virgin man because they've been corrupted by the media and social networking, okay? But to each his own. I hope you understand the consequences of your actions now, right? If you're a feminist, I pray, but I don't believe in no gods, though, but I believe myself as a god. I pray that you can find the right god or the right man or elder or male to teach you the ways of womanhood, okay, or feminine ways to how to act. But that's the conversation I had with my brother. I said that, hey, one thing will always lead to another. And history tends to repeat itself over and over and over again. Confucius said it best. Men shall walk on the right, while women shall walk on the left. And what do you think about aliens? Okay, aliens are more superior thinking race than both of those sexes, okay? And they're another species. So they have to be thinking on another page then, because people are tending to forget about the other races that are already here on this planet. But of course, most people are gonna stay in this box. But it's good. It's all good though. It'll break. Nothing lasts forever. Okay, it may seem like it. Okay, but I digress. Okay, but that is the consequences of feminism. Okay. But I don't know how I'm gonna title this, okay? Men sacrifice too much and too much time on beta women all of the time. It is better, what it says in the Bible, in Philippines, it says, better for a man to live in a desert than to live with a woman who loves to nag. But of course, in time, King Solomon, in the end, always killed the hag. King Solomon is wiser than all men, and all men are not equal, okay? Solomon and Socrates. By asking questions, you break things down, right? Okay, then you can get an introspection of what to do next. What to do next. But that's all I really got to say, because I'm not your average man. I'm not your beta man. You guys got to snap out of this bamboozlement with these Jezebel spirits. They're everywhere, man. And how do I contain myself? I get on the bitch's nerve. If she's a bitch, she's going to get mad quick. Y'all don't know anything about psychology. Y'all guys got to come to me, man. I'm a therapist. I consider Kevin Simp Samuels also a therapist, because all of the hundreds of women, I hope nothing happens to Kevin Simp Samuels. That's his middle name, simp, because most guys love used vaginas. Okay, that's what simp actually means, selling for a used vagina. Okay, but y'all don't know that, because y'all too stuck up in your millennial ways, and you don't respect the OGs, the old hustlers. You don't respect that shit. So you're gonna suffer again and again, over and over again, especially you women. But I try to help the guys out, because the guys are having it harder. They're being destroyed in the courtrooms and stuff, Well, I get child support and alimony while they all begging and shit, wondering why this woman did something, why this woman stole your fucking ball sack and a fucking condom and some shit, or some sheep's lamb. Motherfuckers, y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are fucking crazy, like Crazy Taxi. I love you all, but I hate the bit of you. I love animals more than humans, but I don't fuck the animals. There are some detestable people out there who do detestable things with no common sense whatsoever. But of course, that's the consequences of your actions. All of you who's watching me, the few people who's watching me, they're supposed to not make it this far, understand what I mean here. But other than that, that's all I really got to say. I don't know how I'm going to title this video. Right now, my kids are not with me. They're with the mother, okay? And the mother is breaking down because she's dying, because now she realized she's lost the battle and lost the war as well. Because the Holy Spirit is with me. Didn't I tell you I'm Jesus? Didn't I tell you I'm Allah? I don't have no sins, motherfucker. I got powers too. Hey, don't call me a blasphemous person. Don't do that. You don't know me. Keep my name out of your motherfucking mouth, okay? Other than that, if you see the title and you feel the title, it's up to you to get the message. Did you get the message, motherfucker? I hope so. I love you all, but I hate the many of you. You take it easy. Peace.